This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by Taylor Watkins here in Doncaster. Taylor, thank you for sitting down with me. We're getting the whole sort of Alan Camping in front of the camera this evening. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. A bit sore from training for the past 4 weeks, but it's all going good.
Obviously made your pro debut a few months ago, 1-0 prospect. What's the time been like since then, and how do you reflect upon that debut as well? How was that experience?
Really good. I really enjoyed it. I had 3 years out the ring, so being back in that, the pressure under the lights. I did lots of tickets too, so I loved every minute of it. But I ended up getting an injury, so from then till now, I've been nursing an injury. I broke my hand in my first round, so I've been nursing the injury, and we had a couple of tweaks here and there, and I'm in a good place now. I'm under Steffi Bull, which is down the road from here, only around the corner from me, and things are looking good. I'm in a good camp with Steffi and Ray and Latif, and we're all working together, doing the best we can.
You mentioned you had a hand injury there after the debut, and before that you'd had sort of 3 years away from the ring.
Yeah.
Could you tell us all a bit about your backstory, about your origins in boxing, and why it is you're away for so long as well?
I had 15 amateur fights and I won 12. I got to 2 national semi-finals and both got beat by the English champion twice. Not the same person, obviously, but 2 different kids. And originally I wanted to be a footballer. I didn't even want to box. I used to box outside, and then 2 days a week. So I was never really committed as an amateur. And then when I turned 16, I got robbed in a club show, and I sort of thought, what am I doing this for? I'm getting punched in the face and I'm getting robbed. So I hung up the gloves for a bit and had some time away. But in my time away, I was always watching boxing. I was always going to shows or even local amateur shows, and I missed it. And people were saying to me, "Oh, you should get back in. You should have a crack. You should try and go amateur again." And then I thought to myself, no point in doing amateur. I'd rather do pro and try and make a bit of money out of it and see where it takes me, and see where it can get me on big shows and stuff. And we made that decision, and I'm 1-0 pro now.
Obviously going, having that time away and coming back and turning professional, you mentioned you did a lot of tickets for your debut. That must have been a nice feeling, the winning feeling, and to have lots of people there supporting you. Did that just sort of give you that bit more hunger as well, and that bit more drive to keep going after perhaps becoming a bit disillusioned with the sport as an amateur?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I loved. There's no feeling when you're a fighter and you're in there. There's no feeling. The adrenaline rush you get is not compared to any other sport. There's no feeling like it. And then when you've got the whole crowd chanting your name like I had, and it was just one of the best feelings ever. Well, it weren't that good because I broke my hand in the first round, so that weren't that good. But afterwards, yeah, it was one of the best feelings ever, and it shows how much you miss it when you're away from something. And I'm back training now, and you're in like a regime and it's a good regime because it keeps me indoors on a weekend, so I'm not going out partying and stuff, and it keeps me on track, which is what I want, which is a good regime really.
You mentioned you actually wanted to be a footballer for a long time. You had no ambition of being a boxer, and it was about football. What gave you that bug? The fighters always talk about getting that bug and being in the gym. What made you settle on being a boxer rather than a footballer? What was it?
Well, my dad's from Wales, and he's a massive Kawasaki fan. So when I was a kid, whenever Kawasaki were boxing, the family would have to sit down and watch Kawasaki. And I'd always fancied myself a bit of a fighter. So, confrontations and stuff, I'd never shy away from a fight. And it just ended up. Actually, I'll tell you a funny story. Actually, I ended up getting punched by a boxer, and he gave me a black eye. So then I'm like, well, because I was fancied a fighter, and he did me. So I said, I'll just do with that. And we ended up becoming really good mates. Actually, me and the kid who punched me. So 10 years old, I went into the gym and walked into a boxing gym, and from 10 till now, I've been in and out of boxing. And at the minute, I'm loving it. I'm in the best camping, best stable in Doncaster, I'd say. It's producing some really good fighters, and especially like Terry Harper, Anthony Tomlinson, and think announced today that Jason Cunningham's fighting for a European title. So I'm in the best hands. I'm excited to see where it goes. I really am.
What do you think the immediate future holds for yourself? Obviously, you come back from a hand injury going into the new year. What is it you'd like to sort of pursue and achieve in the next year or so? Obviously, you've got time on your side. Is it just about getting that bit more ring experience as a professional?
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to be back in the next year. I like to try and get 4 or 5 fights out next year. Do you know what? If someone said to me actually, if it got worked out and I ended up fighting on a matchroom card on live television, I'd walk away from boxing now, because that's my dream. My dream is to just get on the matchroom card, fight on live television, and for my dad to someone say to my dad, "Oh, I seen your Taylor boxing on a weekend," watch him on Sky Sports. That'd be my dream, and I'd walk away from boxing and just, if I won, if I got knocked out, it'd be a different story. But if I won, that'd be my dream. So I'd looking down the line next year or so, maybe get 4 or 5 fights, and then try and push, and if Eddie can get Eddie Earn on board, help a kid out, and get me on TV.
You mentioned there's a lot going on in Doncaster in terms of boxing. You with Steffi Bull. What kind of influence has Steffi had, and all the fighters around as well? Like talking about Terry Harper, I know Dave's a big fan of Terry. He speaks very highly of her. What kind of influence do those kind of people have on yourself?
Massive. You've got Terry Harper, you've got Anthony Tomlinson, Jason Cunningham, you've got the McDonald twins training down there now. I mean, Gavin and Jamie, they're literally world level fighters. And it's the little things you pick up on, and it's all. I'm still learning. I'm still a novice in the game. So if I'm training alongside all these champions, it's only going to produce something better in me. And sparring with him and training with him, I can only see myself progressing better and better. And under Steffi's got a good eye in the game. He knows in and out, and I'm in the right hands. I can see myself at least getting, I don't know, an English title, at least, if I'm coached and managed correctly, which I think I am, and who knows, Look at Gavin. Gavin had 4 amateur fights and he ended up fighting for 2 world titles. So if anyone can do it, I could do it.
You keep saying there, one thing I picked up on is that you're in the right hands. Everything around you is right. The environment's right. Is it nice to know that as you sort of push towards, building towards getting domestic titles or developing yourself, everything else in the background is as it should be, and you can just focus on yourself and being the best you? Is that beneficial to know everything else around you is the perfect environment for you to develop?
Yeah, because all I've got to do then is train. I've just got to put the man hours in, and if I put the man hours in, it should reflect on my results. That's what they say. You got to put the graft in to get the results. So, yeah, they all sort it out behind the scenes, and all I've got to do is just train my ass off, which I've been doing for the past 4 weeks. I think because when I brought my hand, I did of 3 or 4 months, doing nothing. So I'm putting a bit of weight. So I've lost loads of weight since I've been training with them. Coming over Christmas, I'm fighting 22nd of February, Doncaster Dome. So get your tickets, everybody. A bit of promotion there, and I'm in the best hands I can be with them lot, and it's just see where it goes now. See where they take me. I'll fight anybody.
Taylor, before I let you go, the talk of the town at the minute, I'm asking everybody that gets in front of this camera. Anthony Joshua overcame Andy Ruiz, avenged his loss, reclaimed the unified heavyweight championship. Did you watch the fight, and if you did, what do you make of his performance?
I thought he were exceptional. First 1 or 2 rounds, when he caught him with the right hand in the first round, I just knew straight away Joshua's got this. Ruiz came in a stone and a half heavier than what he came in the first fight, and he were overweight then. And he's come out with excuses and stuff too, and he's saying, he partied too much. But why would you party with in a fight of that magnitude in Saudi Arabia, getting that sort of money? You keep your head screwed on, and you get in the gym and you listen to your coach. He's getting paid. He get paid 30 million for that fight, so he's more fool than him. And Anthony Joshua went in there and just eased. I don't think on the press conference, he didn't have a mark on him, and Ruiz's face looked a bit battered. So I think he schooled him on it and showed him what a proper professional's like.
Right, Taylor, I'm going to let you go. As Taylor mentioned, he's back out February 22nd in Doncaster. One to keep an eye on. But thank you very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Best of luck with training.